What if I told you your biggest obstacle to success isn't lack of time or talent, but something far more insidious? Why is it that in an age of unprecedented convenience and technology, true productivity feels harder than ever to achieve? The answer lies in a silent war being waged for your most precious resource, your attention. Every ping, notification, and open browser tab represents another skirmish in this daily battle. Cal Newport, in his groundbreaking book Deep Work, reveals a startling truth. The ability to concentrate without distraction has become increasingly rare at precisely the same moment it has become increasingly valuable in our economy. This creates a massive opportunity for those willing to cultivate this skill. When psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi studied peak performers across various fields, he discovered they all shared one common experience. The state of flow, that magical zone where time disappears and work becomes effortless. But here's the catch: flow states require approximately 15 minutes of uninterrupted focus to achieve. In our current environment of constant interruptions, most people never even reach this threshold. The modern workplace has become a minefield of distraction, but the solution lies in understanding our biological rhythms. Research from the University of Illinois shows our brains naturally operate in cycles of about 90 minutes. This isn't just true for sleep. Our waking focus follows these same ultradian rhythms. Cal Newport's Deep Work introduces the concept of attention capital. Just as financial capital can be invested for future returns, your attention can be invested in deep work that compounds over time. The key is working with your biology rather than against it. Schedule your most demanding cognitive work during your personal peak hours, typically late morning for most people. The legendary composer Ludwig van Beethoven understood this principle centuries ago. His daily routine involved waking at dawn and working with intense focus until about 2 p.m. Afternoons were reserved for walks and lighter work. This rhythm allowed him to produce some of history's greatest music despite progressive hearing loss. To implement this today, start by identifying your 2 golden hours. These are the hours when you're naturally most alert and creative. Guard these hours religiously for your most important work. Treat them with the same importance as a meeting with your most valuable client. Because in truth, that's exactly what they are. In a world that glorifies multitasking, Gary Keller's The One Thing presents a radical counterargument. Extraordinary results come not from doing many things well, but from doing one thing exceptionally. This principle is echoed in the work of psychologist Anders Ericsson, whose research on expert performance revealed that deliberate practice on a single skill drives mastery. Consider the case of Warren Buffett and his 25-5 rule. When advising his pilot on career focus, Buffett had him list 25 career goals, then circle just 5. The surprising instruction? Avoid the other 20 at all costs. This level of ruthless prioritization creates the space for exceptional results. When we attempt to multitask, we're not actually doing multiple things simultaneously. Our brains are rapidly switching between tasks, a process that creates attention residue. Psychologist Sophie Leroy discovered that when we switch tasks, part of our attention remains stuck on the previous activity, reducing our performance on the new task by up to 40%. Apply this by starting each day with a focusing question. What is the one thing that, if accomplished today, would make everything else easier or unnecessary? Place this question somewhere visible as a constant reminder. The clarity this creates is transformative. Mel Robbins uncovered a profound truth about human behavior. There's a critical 5-second window between having an intention to act and your brain sabotaging it with excuses. Her 5-second rule taps into what neuroscientists call the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for intentional action. This principle is supported by research on implementation intentions from psychologist Peter Gallwitzer. By creating specific if-then plans, you essentially program your brain to act automatically. For instance, if it's 9 a.m., then I begin writing immediately. The simplicity belies its effectiveness. Studies show this technique can more than double goal achievement rates. The ancient Stoics practiced a similar concept they called the premeditatio malorum. By mentally rehearsing challenges in advance, they reduced resistance when facing them in reality. Modern athletes use this same approach. Before a big game, they visualize not just success, but overcoming obstacles. To harness this power, create your own focus triggers. It could be as simple as putting on specific music, lighting a candle, or arranging your workspace in a particular way. Over time, these cues become neurological shortcuts to deep focus. Cal Newport's digital minimalism presents a sobering reality. The average person spends over 4 hours daily on their smartphone. That's 60 full days per year. More disturbing is how these interruptions fracture our attention. Research from UC Irvine shows it takes an average of 23 minutes to fully recover focus after an interruption. The solution lies in what psychologist B.J. Fogg calls environmental design. Make good behaviors easy and bad behaviors hard. For instance, author Jonathan Franzen famously removed the internet card from his computer while writing. Less extreme options include using website blockers during work hours or keeping your phone in another room. Historical figures understood this intuitively. Victor Hugo would write naked, having instructed his servant to hide his clothes until he'd met his daily writing quota. While we needn't go that far, the principle remains sound. Create physical barriers to distraction. A powerful modern adaptation is the concept of grayscale mode. By removing color from your smartphone display, you reduce its dopamine triggering effects by up to 40%. It's a simple change that can dramatically decrease compulsive checking. Jim Lair's The Power of Full Engagement overturned conventional wisdom about productivity. Where time management focuses on hours, energy management recognizes that not all hours are created equal. Your cognitive performance fluctuates dramatically throughout the day based on numerous factors. Research from the Drogium Group found an interesting pattern among their most productive employees. They worked for an average of 52 minutes followed by a 17-minute break. This aligns with what sleep scientists have discovered about our natural ultradian rhythms. Nutrition plays a crucial role in mental performance. Studies show that protein-rich snacks sustain cognitive function better than carbohydrate-heavy alternatives. The brain, while only 2% of body weight, consumes 20% of our energy. Feeding it properly is crucial for sustained focus. The ancient Roman practice of the afternoon siesta, still common in many cultures, reflects this biological reality. Rather than fighting afternoon drowsiness with caffeine, a brief 20-minute nap can restore alertness more effectively. Imagine looking back a year from now at everything you've accomplished. The projects completed, the skills mastered, the goals achieved. This future isn't about luck or talent. It's about daily decisions to protect and direct your attention. The philosopher William James observed over a century ago that the ability to voluntarily bring back a wandering attention is the very root of judgment, character, and will. Today, this ability has become a superpower. Start small. Choose just one of these strategies to implement tomorrow. Perhaps it's scheduling your first 90-minute deep work session. Maybe it's identifying your one thing each morning. Even small improvements compound dramatically over time. What's the one distraction you commit to eliminating starting today? Share it in the comments section below. Remember, in a world designed to distract, focus is your competitive advantage. The choice is yours. Will you continue being pulled in every direction? Or will you take control and direct your attention where it matters most? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What will you do next?